On my wedding day, on the way from my house to the hotel where the ceremony was held, the bridal car suddenly stopped, right in front of a young woman perched precariously on the river railing. She was slender, her white dress fluttering in the wind, and just one tilt forward would send her plunging into the cold, dark water below. With a single glance, my husband, Luong Duc Chau, ordered, "Stop the car." He was a renowned psychological negotiator, famous for talking countless people out of suicide with nothing but his words. But today, I wasn't going to let him do it. I gripped his hand tightly, my voice trembling with anger. "Today is our wedding day. You're not going anywhere." He smiled faintly, his gaze soft yet unshakable. "Don't make a scene, sweetheart. Saving a life comes before everything else. I can't just stand by." Before I could stop him, he had already opened the door and stepped out. My voice turned cold, each word slicing through the air. "Luong Duc Chau, if you insist on saving her, this wedding is over." He turned back, disbelief flickering in his eyes. "Man Vu Vi, do you even hear yourself? You've always been kind. How could you say something so cruel?" "You're listening to a story on Hebe." I glanced toward the woman on the railing, her belly slightly rounded, as if she were pregnant, and forced the words out, sharp and unwavering. "Save her, or marry me. You only get to choose one." The moment the bridal car screeched to a halt, the entire wedding convoy behind us slammed on their brakes, tires squealing in a jarring chorus. Relatives and friends spilled out of their cars, alarmed and curious. "What's going on? Why did we stop?" someone asked. Luong Duc Chau frowned. "That girl's about to jump into the river." I wanted to talk her down. "But Vu Vi doesn't agree," she said. "If I go, the wedding's off." Every head turned in the direction he pointed. When they saw the young woman in a white dress sitting on the railing, faces changed immediately. The girl noticed the attention and quickly turned away, one trembling hand shielding her belly. A close friend of mine tried to smooth things over. "Duc Chau, just go on with the ceremony. Let someone else call rescue or the police." Another friend muttered, already pulling out his phone. "It's simple, call 110 and let them handle it. No need to make a scene." But as soon as he took a step forward, the girl suddenly screamed, her voice hoarse with panic. "Don't call the police. If anyone comes closer, I'll jump." The river wind howled, her dress whipping wildly, her thin figure swayed dangerously, as if one strong gust could topple her into the dark water below. Luong Duc Chau's expression hardened instantly. He shot me a helpless glance before striding forward, grabbing my friend's arm. "Don't go any closer," he warned sharply. "One more step and she'll lose control." I gathered my wedding gown and blocked his way. "Luong Duc Chau, you've really made up your mind, haven't you? You're going to save her no matter what?" He looked down at me, a flicker of impatience breaking through his calm tone. "Please, try to understand. I'm a psychological negotiator. How could I ignore something like this? Do you really think our wedding matters more than a person's life?" He turned back toward the girl, and that single glance was enough for the others to start chiming in. "Vu Vi, he's right, it won't take long to save her. She's pregnant. Look at her, she must be going through something terrible. Saving one life is worth more than building 7 temples." I kept my gaze fixed on him, waited for the noise to fade, then bit my lip and said tightly, "Luong Duc Chau, answer me." His face darkened, torn between duty and hesitation. After a few seconds, he let go of my hand and walked past me, 2 steps ahead. His tone softened as he called out to the girl, "We won't come closer, just calm down, all right? Take a breath." The girl looked straight at him, tears streaming down her face. "Don't come near me, no one come near me." Her voice cracked, still afraid, but gentler now, almost pleading. Luong Duc Chau's hand clenched at his side, eyes flickering. He took a careful breath. "Okay, we won't move, you're safe, just breathe, all right?" Her sobs grew louder, but her panic seemed to ease. I stood there, pulled out my phone, and said in an eerily calm voice, "Mom, have you reached the hotel? Good, then tell everyone, the wedding's cancelled." The words hit the crowd like a thunderclap. For a moment, no one breathed. They thought I was bluffing. But when they saw my face, they knew I wasn't. Luong Duc Chau froze mid-sentence, then spun around. "Man Vu Vi? I lifted the hem of my gown with one hand, the phone in the other. My expression cold. What? His throat bobbed as he struggled to stay composed. Do you have to be this unreasonable? I took a step back, my tone calm but glacial. If that's what you think, then fine. I've already told my parents, the wedding's off. His face darkened with fury, but I only smiled faintly, lips curling in a cold arc. You're free now, Luong Duc Chau. Do whatever you want. The girl on the railing wiped her tears, pale and trembling. I'm sorry, it's my fault. I made you two fight. She looked at me with tear-filled eyes. Please don't argue with your husband anymore. Go, both of you. They say breaking up a marriage is worse than destroying 10 temples. If your wedding's ruined because of me, I'd never forgive myself. Her tears fell like broken pearls. She stroked her stomach gently and whispered, I'm useless anyway. No one's ever cared about me. Luong Duc Chau frowned and took a step closer. His tone firm but gentle. Don't say that. There's always someone who cares. Don't give up on yourself. His voice softened further, coaxing, soothing, like he was speaking to a frightened child. You can't think like that. Your life matters. Bystanders began murmuring words of comfort. She's right. Don't do something foolish. She's so young. What a pity. But among our families, the whispers took a different turn. Well, Duc Chau's right, isn't he? A wedding can be redone, but a life lost is gone forever. Who is being childish? Luong Duc Chau drew in a long breath, his voice low but firm. Enough. Everyone, stop talking. He turned to me, exhaustion in his eyes. Vu Vi, you're not usually like this. What's gotten into you? You'd really just stand there and watch her jump? I met his gaze without blinking. Luong Duc Chau, if you have to ask, maybe you already know why. Before he could answer, his best man, Chu Kai, stepped forward, face tight with anger. Man Vu Vi, I was sitting in the front seat, I saw everything. You're the one being unreasonable. Duc Chau just wanted to save someone. What's wrong with that? I looked at the man who had stayed silent all this time, my groom, and let out a faint, bitter laugh. You're right. He's kind. He's a hero. And I'm the petty, heartless one. We're not the same kind of people. So I'm canceling the wedding to let him do what he does best, be the good guy. What's so wrong about that? Then I turned toward the girl in white, my smile sharpening. Besides, if she really wanted to die, she would have jumped already. Don't you see it? The whole act is disgusting. The girl went pale as paper, lips trembling. Then, through sobs, she cried out, Fine, fine, I'll die, all right, I'll just die. She looked at Luong Duc Chau one last time, then spun around and leapt. Don't jump, he shouted, voice raw with panic. He lunged forward, but no matter how fast he moved, he was a heartbeat too late. The girl plunged into the freezing river, thrashing wildly. Without hesitation, Luong Duc Chau tore off his suit jacket and dove in after her. I stood there, unmoving, my gaze blank, my heart silent, as if the man who just jumped wasn't my groom at all. If anyone had felt sympathy for me before, it evaporated in that moment. Whispers erupted all around. She's heartless. Pretty face, rotten soul. She stopped him from saving the girl. And when he did, the girl jumped. She drove her to it. She's a murderer. Exactly. What kind of woman uses her wedding to threaten her husband? She doesn't deserve a man like that. Marrying someone like her? He'd be miserable. I didn't flinch, didn't move. The river was icy this time of year, but Luong Duc Chau was a strong swimmer. Within minutes, he dragged the girl to shore. Both of them were soaked, clothes clinging to their bodies. He took off his jacket and draped it over her shoulders gently. Here, wear this. I'll take you to the hospital. He didn't even glance my way. One arm around her, he started toward the bridal car. That was when I finally moved, stepping forward and holding up a hand. Wait. Luong Duc Chau, who had swallowed every word of mine until now, went dark in the face, barely holding himself together. Man Vu Vi, you pushed her to the point she jumped into the river. What more do you want? The last half came out as a shout. We'd been together a year and a half, and I had never seen him lose control like this. I glanced at the girl cradled in his arms and said evenly, Relax. I won't stop you from playing the hero this time. Take her to the hospital if you want, but first, you're coming back to the hotel with me. His jaw locked, eyes turning stormy. You're being outrageous. The crowd's insults grew crueler, unbelievable. This one must have been raised by wolves. I flicked my gaze over them and pointed behind, where the wedding videographers were still filming. Every word out of your mouths, every move you make, is on camera. If you want to see me in court, keep going. Silence fell like a dropped curtain. I turned back to Luong Duc Chau, my voice glacial. The wedding is cancelled. Before you do anything else, you're coming with me to the hotel to settle the annulment. Even my closest friend stared at me, baffled. Vuvi, you. Don't try to talk me down. I cut in. There's nothing to negotiate. In the end, he came. Maybe my parents hadn't gotten the full message yet. The banquet hall was still packed. Guests waiting expectantly. I said it straight. Since everyone's here, I'll be direct. The wedding between me and Luong Duc Chau is officially cancelled. I ask you all to bear witness while we complete the annulment procedures right now on Hebe audio. The betrothal gifts, dowry, and all exchanges between both families will be returned in full. The room fell dead quiet. Both sets of parents turned to me at once. Vuvi, what happened? Relatives rushed to fill the silence, adding flourishes and lies, and the old tide of blame rose against me again, somewhere along the way. The live streamers and gawkers from outside had slipped into the hall. One of them bared her teeth at me through her phone. Threaten me, will you? I'll make sure the whole world points at your face and spits. I acted like I didn't hear her. I took out a pen and listed, line by line, the money and property exchanged between our families. Luong Duc Chau, come check this. If it's correct, sign it, and we'll settle everything now. The girl in white stayed tucked under his arm, sobbing. I'm sorry, it's my fault. I did this to you too. At the sound of her voice, his mother, the same woman who tried to pull me back earlier, turned. Saw the girl's face, and something in her snapped. She yanked her son by the wrist and slapped him hard enough to ring the room. You unfilial brat, on your wedding day, this is what you do? Then she grabbed my hand. Vuvi, dear, don't. I held out the list to her son. Sign. Maybe that was the moment he realized I truly meant not to marry him. He lifted his eyes. Vuvi. When he stalled, I unlocked my phone, pulled up a post on the little green book app, and held it up. I'm out of patience, and I'm not stupid. Do you want to tell them yourself? Or should I? The color drained from his face. Nearby relatives caught a glimpse of the screen. The way they looked at me changed. He stood mute for several seconds, then said, Do you really have to do this? We've been together so long. Haven't we always gotten along? I tightened my grip around the phone, my heart like ice. Yes, I have to. At this point, do you think there's a way back? He stared at me, then finally took the list, but only stared down at it, saying nothing. Meanwhile, the livestream jackals kept fanning the flames. Look at her, now she's forcing the groom to sign an annulment on the spot. I swear, after today she'll never find a husband. Bet the whole country will know how vile she is. Who would marry that? My mother touched my sleeve and murmured, Sweetheart, why didn't you tell me? Why are you calling it off? I've said it before, I'll back you in anything you do. But tell me why. I patted her hand. Don't worry, in a minute, you'll know. Right then, his mother rolled up her sleeves, stormed over, and ripped the girl, whose name I now knew to be *Tham2Win*, out of his arms. Without a word, she slapped her again and again, then hit and kicked in a frenzy. Tham2Win, you shameless thing, why won't you let go? Did my family owe you and your mother in a past life? Will you only be satisfied when you've blown us to pieces? Tu-Win reeled, barely able to stand, but said nothing, just hunched and sobbed. Even the slowest minds in the hall felt something give. The finger pointing went quiet. The two live streamers gaped. What is happening? This is big drama, huge. One of them pushed her phone closer. Duc Chau rushed to shield Tu-Win. turning his back to his mother. Mom, calm down. Calm down? You promised me you'd cut her off. Swore it, and now? You brought her to your wedding. What is this? You want to kill me with rage? He tried to explain, it's not what you think. But the words died in his mouth. I couldn't help a small, joyless laugh. If you can't invent an excuse, don't bother. Your family affairs aren't mine to fix. I have only one condition. With all our relatives and friends present, we finish the annulment now. Then we go our separate ways. His mother grasped for me. Fu Vi, give him one more chance. I'll only ever accept you as my daughter-in-law. I met her eyes, a little regret and sympathy threading my voice. You're a good person, but your son and I were never meant to be. The murmurs swelled again. Hold on, so he knew that girl before? An ex? The family forced him to break up? It's messier than that, you can tell. With Duc Chau still saying nothing, I raised my phone. Since everyone's so curious, I'll explain for him. Man Vu Vi, shut up, he snapped, lunging to grab my phone. I stepped back, gripping it tight. I warned you, I'm done waiting. You're the one who keeps hesitating, don't blame me. Our parents and everyone we know are right here. You really think you don't owe them an explanation? He stood ashen, a statue carved out of ash. People who had no idea what was going on urged me on. Tell us, Fu Vi, did you cancel just because he tried to save that girl? I lit the screen. If that's the story you want, fine, but it isn't the whole truth. I posted something in the wedding group. If you're in it, forward it to everyone. He moved to stop me again. I stared right through him. In case some of you can't see it, I'll read it aloud. I opened the post, the words making me sick, and looked at Tham Tu Win. Miss Tham, still not planning to introduce yourself? She clung to his back, red-eyed, whispering, I. At that moment, my best friend began to read from her phone so all could hear. I fell in love with someone I shouldn't have. My boyfriend is the son of my mother's boyfriend, but his parents aren't divorced. And my mom, I know we can't have a future, but we really love each other. His mother found out, threatened to kill herself unless he broke up with me, and forced him to be with someone else. We didn't want to part, but we had no choice. He can't let go of me, but he's being made to marry another woman. Seeing him with someone else, being good to someone else, it's like knives in my heart. Thank goodness he still loves me. But today, they're about to get married. I can't accept it. I just can't. When did loving someone become a crime? Why can't I be with the man I love? I can't bear to watch him marry someone else. I can't accept it. Chau, please, if you still love me, stop. Stop for me. When my friend finished reading, the hall fell silent. Whispers slithered through the crowd. So that viral post was written by the girl on the bridge? She's the daughter of Mr. Luong's mistress? What a mess. Her mother wrecked a marriage. Now the daughter is with the son of the wronged wife, poor Mrs. Luong. Betrayed by her husband and now forced to see her son love the mistress's child. Others sneered that the girl was her mother's mirror, calculating, lying in wait to ruin the wedding at the perfect moment. Luong Duc Chau's face, already dark, turned black with fury. Enough. Quiet. He swung to me, voice tight. This is what you wanted. Is it satisfying now? Crack. My slap knocked his head to the side. My palm stinging. I've let you get away with too much. You eat from one bowl while eyeing another and think you're righteous? I'm the one hurt here. I'm asking for my due. Tell me where I'm wrong. He hadn't answered when Tham Tu Win, eyes wet, stepped forward. Please, don't hit Duc Chau. I'm sorry. I never meant to ruin your wedding. That post was just to vent. I didn't mean for any of this. It's not what you think. I was by the river to calm down. She burst into tears again. But this time no one felt sorry, fingers pointed. Voices cut. All schemes and crocodile tears. Clearly trained by her mistress mother. Even the two live streamers murmured. Major twist. We've been flaming the bride for nothing. Every glare in the room turned on Tu Win and Luong Duc Chau. Heavy with contempt. Hearing the whispers, a flash of spite crossed Tu Win's eyes. She wiped her face. Then, trembling, clutched my hand. Please, don't let this spread any further. I don't want to ruin a Chau's future. It's all my fault. I'll kneel if I must. Just, let me keep the baby as a keepsake. She bent as if to kneel. He grabbed her, holding her tight. Don't kneel, she's cruel, don't apologize. He wrapped her closer, fist clenched, hatred in his eyes as he looked at me. If you want to be heartless, don't blame me for being ruthless. You cancelled today, you'll bear the losses. Want me to walk away quietly? Apologize to win-win. She's pregnant and you humiliated her. You owe her moral damages. I stepped back, voice like ice. You want me to apologize to her? So you've chosen her. He held her tighter. Yes, her. I clapped slowly, each beat a blade. Magnificent. So manly of you. His mother, the same woman who'd been gentle with me, went ashen, lips trembling before she broke down. You choose her? Her mother shattered this family. And now you'll stand with the daughter? At her voice, his defiance wavered. Mom, please don't, she laughed. Ragged with pain, seized a wine bottle, smashed it, and pressed a jag of glass to her chest. Choose, your mother or that woman. If you choose her, I die here. The room pulled taut as wire. He froze, eyes bouncing from the woman in his arms to the woman who raised him. And then the performance resumed. Tu Win gently pushed him away, tears shimmering. Go, Chau. This isn't the first time Auntie's forced you like this. I'm about to be a mother. I understand her. I'll leave. She turned, calculation blatant, though he couldn't see it. He sprang after her. Win-win. I'll take you. He grabbed her hand and shot his mother a look. Don't make a scene. You're hysterical. I'll explain later. He flicked me a glance, voice hard with spite. And you? None of this is over. We annul the moment you apologize to her. He didn't know it yet, but the second he walked out with his pregnant mistress, his life veered off a cliff. Less than a minute later, Mrs. Luong, broken beyond bearing, drove the glass into her chest. Why, in this life, my husband betrayed me, and my son is unfilial. Chaos detonated. Screams, running feet, calls for help. The lavish wedding curdled into a nightmare. I called an ambulance, sent Mr. and Mrs. Luong to the hospital, and asked my parents to dismiss the guests. When the dust settled, our wedding had rocketed to the top of every search feed. Weibo. Douyin, Xiaohongshu flooded with clips. My face blurred. Theirs magnified. Scheming mistress fakes a jump to steal back her man. Bride blocks the groom from playing hero after recognizing the jumper as the mistress's daughter. Clickbait stacked on clickbait. Millions of likes. Comments poured like rain. Drowning Luong Duc Chau and Tham Tu Win. People cursed the cheating son. Cursed the indecency. Wedding guests chimed in to confirm. As the fire spread, the digging began. 3 days later, I was at home reconciling accounts when someone knocked. Luong Duc Chau, who'd fled the wedding with his lover, stood there. A wreck, the same suit. Shirt creased and dirty, eyes red, stubble roughing his jaw. He clenched his fists, stood a long time, then rasped. Vu Vi, you've seen the internet. They've dug up everything about me and Tham Tu Win. I know I was wrong. I cut him off, flat. Do you know your mother is still in the hospital? Do you know your useless father vanished with his mistress? Do you know his company's mired in scandal and has declared bankruptcy? He jolted. What are you talking about? I leaned against the frame. Go see your mother. I shut the door. A week later, he asked to see me and my parents to apologize formally. The moment he entered the private room, he dropped to his knees. Vu Vi, I'm sorry, I was blind. Don't expect forgiveness. Just give me a chance. I stared. What stunt now? He stayed kneeling, voice raw. A few nights ago, coming home late after caring for my mother, I overheard Tu Win talking with her mother. That's when I learned everything that happened that day was planned by her. Her mother, and my father. My hands clenched. He spoke clearly, each word a stone. My father's company has been rotten for a while. He transferred most of his assets into her mother's name, afraid my mother would find out. He staged that entire drama to push her over the edge and bury the money trail. As I suspected, the moment he vanished, the scandal exploded. Tu Win decided we were radioactive and tried to cut me loose. But she didn't realize I heard the whole call. And, the baby in her belly, it isn't mine. His smile twisted. I was a fool. I believed her blindly. For her, I became my father, stabbing the woman who gave me life. I'm worthless. My mother moved to help him up. I stopped her. Why are you here?
You're
Another
listening to a
story on
Sorry,
Hebe Audio. Our family doesn't run a recycling center. You've already had more chances than you deserved. I looked him straight in the eye. Do you know why I still got into the bridal car after reading her post? Because an anonymous account sent it the moment the convoy pulled out. The sender was thamed to win herself. She added that you would choose her, no matter what. Then she staged the jump. And you were ready to throw away the wedding to save her. I gave a thin smile. You're despicable, but also pitiful. You don't know who loves you. And it isn't me, it's your mother. He went white, then nodded. I know, I'll fix things at home. I'll look after her. Tears streaked down as he clutched at my trouser hem. I'm sorry, Vuvi. I regret everything, please give me a chance. I love you. I stepped back, my voice ablaze. No, I can't stand to look at a man like you for another second. After that, with both families present, we tallied every cent of the betrothal gifts and presents and cut cleanly. Completely. Time went blessedly quiet. I heard nothing of him, until 3 months later. A headline detonated. Grisly homicide in city apartment. Suspect caught at scene is former psychological negotiation expert Luong Duc Chau. In a rage at betrayal, he had hunted down his father and the mother-daughter pair and killed all three, then sealed the rest of his life behind bars. This is where the story ends. For me, severing a wrong love in time was not a tragedy, it was deliverance. I climbed out of the mire. And the world, it turns out, is still vast, and entirely my own.